Hello, my name is John Leishman. I'm the CEO of bookkeepingautomation.com. This is just a quick video to show why you should be using our platform, what makes us different from all our competitors in the marketplace in North America. We guarantee to save you 50 to 80% on your data entry time. And what we simply do is take cloud technology and deliver that same capability to the desktop solution as well as to QuickBooks Online. So the first differentiator for us is we do individual line item extraction out of vendor invoices and receipts. This is really handy if you need to assign different line items of vendor invoice to different jobs or to different classes. And it's really great if you have clients who have inventory, because we can automate that extraction and push into QuickBooks Desktop as well as QuickBooks Online. And then we can also memorize those, or we call them create mappings from your supplier SKUs to the internal SKUs or items of your clients, so that as future invoices come in, they're auto mapped to the right SKU or the right item number. Huge time saver. The other thing we do is we do proper tax extraction and mapping. This is really mostly a Canadian type feature, but is really handy. All our servers are located in Canada, so anyone who's concerned about the Patriot Act need not worry. We have location-specific pricing, so if you're in Canada, you get Canadian pricing. If you're in the UK, you get pound sterling, so on and so forth. We have a great value pricing tool that's free. And what this does is this simply measures the volume of transactions on the AR side as well as the AP side, as well as the volume of bank and credit card transactions, so that when you have a prospect, if you can get a copy of their database, you can run it through our platform and we can tell you the volume of transactions. This really dovetails well with Mark Wickersham's cloud pricing software, because there's a banding component in there, which is really the start of building the quote for a client. So if you know the volume of transactions, you can deliver really accurate quotes for value pricing. Actually, another component we're building into this as well is there's been a request to be able to do transaction counts based on certain general ledger accounts. So for example, if someone does a lot of shareholder loans, that indicates that this could be a potential problem client when it comes to value pricing, because they're mixing personal and business expenses. We've embedded help videos throughout our software. This makes it super easy to look at the videos on one screen while using our software on the other, and have that video explain the purpose of the interface that you're on, as well as the purpose of each field and how to use it. Our software is also multilingual. We currently have English and Spanish. French will be added here in the next few days. The other thing that's kind of cool is we can actually extract data from PDF to bank and credit card statements from credit unions or smaller state banks. And this data can either be matched from the data pulled from source documents, or it can be used to create vendor invoices and payments. So it depends on how you're doing the bookkeeping for your particular client, but a great feature. The other thing too is we can do memorizations. We can do bulk coding for one, actually. So if there's a year's worth of bank and credit card statements, you can do a search for the word gas, pull up all those transactions, code them to one GL, one vendor, and then you can code a couple hundred transactions with a couple keystrokes. You can then memorize that transaction, so the next year when your client comes back with a year's worth of bank statements, you upload them. The memorization feature will auto code those transactions, so now you have even less work to do the bookkeeping for that client. We also do, like I said before, we can do coding by class and job by line item, since we do line item extraction as well as location, which is really relevant to QuickBooks Online. We do multi-vendor name matching to single vendor name. So for example, if your client is getting receipts from Staples, one receipt might say Staples store number 367, the next one might be Staples store number 123. So you can actually match or map those two different vendor names to one vendor name in QuickBooks, and then memorize it. So any future receipts that are scanned or uploaded then get automatically matched to that particular vendor name. In the USA version, we can actually allow taxes to be allocated to GL as an expense, or added to the cost of the items or expenses on a prorated basis. For larger organizations, we can be white brandable as well, but you need to be a fairly large organization. Future enhancements, and we're talking about by the end of 2016, is the ability to pull in accounts receivable data or sales data from any other software platform. So, if you have a client who's running a chiropractic clinic, they'll be using some very specific chiropractic software. And so we'll be able to pull the data out of a daily sales summary report and push it into QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online. So it could be a chiropractic clinic, could be a dental clinic, could be a coffee shop. Doesn't matter what it is, but usually they have some very industry-specific software application. And we pull that from a daily sales summary report in a PDF that the client generates on a daily basis. We'll also have the rebillable items and expense component built into our platform in the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks. We're building in an email automation component as well to help your clients get their suppliers onboarded onto our platform. So for example, we've got, there's a client we're aware of, they get all their electrical supplies from a large electrical wholesaler. We would contact that electrical wholesaler and say, please submit all future invoices to this email address. It goes right into our platform. There's no more PDFs sent by email. There's no more paper. And it can be coded from there, as well as you can do memorizations by line item. So SKUs from the supplier can get matched to items or SKUs in the internal QuickBooks system. So, and down the road, what we also plan to do is if your client's hooked into our system, we'll give you the ability, if your client is sending an invoice out to a customer and that customer is hooked into our system, then we'll give your client the ability to look into our platform and see if their customer has received the PDF invoice, has coded it, has pushed it into their accounting system, and whether it's been paid. So we give that capability within QuickBooks Desktop as well as QuickBooks Online, and that's coming here relatively soon. The last thing that we're going to be doing is a feature called EDI for Everyone. And that will simply be a database to database pull of invoice across different accounting platforms. We're going to have this architecture in place by the end of May, and we're hoping to have between 30 to 50 accounting systems added into our platform. So if you're sending a sales invoice to a client on Wave and you're on QuickBooks Online, then you don't even need to actually send an invoice out. You simply, it'll send an invoice out, but the invoice will be automatically sucked into our platform, and then it can be coded from there and entered into the recipient accounting system. So very similar to EDI. There is no PDFs or paper anymore. It's all digital, and that will be in place by the end of this year as well. Some of the benefits of working with our company is we have dedicated account reps who have bookkeeping experience as well as technical experience. We're willing to call clients, your clients on your behalf to facilitate conversion. Think like a virtual assistant, and even go so far as calling your clients' suppliers to get them onto our platform. So what we're really willing to do is work on your behalf to get your clients and your client suppliers on our platform to reduce the amount of work that you spend in data entry time. So we have staff in place to help you do that. Every bookkeeping and accounting firm gets one free account for themselves. And if you decide that you want your clients to pay for the service, then we're willing to give you a 20% commission on whatever they're paying for the software. And we have a different brand for that. That's called entermyinvoice.com. And that's really so we can have different pricing on a website for your clients. So it looks like they're getting much greater value from you than when you're actually paying us, because your pricing is on bookkeepingautomation.com. So problems we solve, what we really tried to do is take a look at what are the problems that bookkeepers face today. And the reality is a huge percentage of them still get the big garbage bag or shoebox or file folder full of paper. So we wanted to say, well, how can we help these bookkeepers out? So our solution is we have a playlist on how to scan efficiently. If you watch that playlist, we're also willing to help you. You can scan all the paper, upload it to our platforms. You scan all the source documents, scan all the bank and credit card statements. We'll auto match the payments from the bank and credit card statements to the source documents. and then any bank and credit card payments that are orphaned can then be dealt with individually. And then it can be all pushed into QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online. And we let you use the GL accounts within whatever QuickBooks database you're using. So there's this two-way synchronization between the desktop version of our QuickBooks as well as the online version. And then the other type of client that most people have is, I call them credit card and bank statement clients. They haven't saved their source documents, and they simply show up with a whole bunch of credit card and bank statements. So we have one client right now, she just got 60 credit card and bank statements for 1 year. So I believe it's 2 bank statements and 3 credit card accounts. So she's scanned them all, uploaded into our platform, and then what she can do is bulk coding. So do a search for all the words, say the word gas, pull up all like 300 or 400 transactions, map them all to one GL account to one vendor, and then memorize it. So that the next year when so first, actually, to go back, so she's now coded like hundreds of transactions with a couple keystrokes. Then she does the memorization. So the next year when the client gives her those bank statements, she scans them, she uploads them. All those transactions will be memorized and auto-coded. So there's even a larger time savings the second year you use the platform with these types of clients. And the last one is the accounting databases at the client's location. There's like a ton of Facebook and LinkedIn messages about how to deal with that. This, I think, really is more relevant for clients that are on QuickBooks Enterprise. So what our platform allows you to do is if all the EP side, for example, is getting put into our platform, you can code it all, and then your client or you, whenever you have a chance, can use click on the Intuit's Web Services Connector button to pull all those transactions back into their enterprise QuickBooks database. So really that's an advantage if your clients are using the desktop version of QuickBooks. So that's basically a quick overview of our software, why you should use it, why we're different, and how we can save you a lot of time and make you more profitable. You would need to convert to a value-based pricing system instead of hourly-based, but we do have a program that you can enroll in, and we will help you down that path. There's some simple solutions we can do to help facilitate that. But let us know if you have any questions, and we're more than happy to help you out. Thank you.